Aloha, welcome to the 40th Annual Hawaii International Film Festival presented by Halekulani and our discussion with filmmaker Yao Sheng Chang, director of the film A Leg. We would like to extend our thanks to the Ministry of Culture of Taiwan and also the Taiwan Academy in Los Angeles for sponsoring this program and our Spotlight on Taiwan section. My name is Anderson Lay and I'm the artistic director for the festival. Before we start with our Q&A with Director Chang, we have some quick housekeeping bits, programming updates. For up-to-date information on additions to our program and the full schedule of films, HIFF Talk story sessions, and Q&As, visit our website at www.hiff.org, hiff.org. For audience awards, to participate in our Hawaii News Now Audience Award voting, please head to hawaiinewsnow.com/HIFF to cast your vote for your favorite narrative, documentary, and short film. Mahalo to Hawaii News Now for all their support. So without further ado, allow me to welcome Director Yao Sheng Chang. Thank you for joining us all the way from Taiwan. How are you?
Hi.
欢迎您啊，江导演，非常感谢您从远到在台湾哈，从远方的台湾来参与我们这次问答。
我很开心可以参与这次的 Q&A.
I'm very happy to join the Q&A.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. So, Director Chang, this is A Leg is your first, I believe, your first directorial feature credit. Yes, is that true?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So this story is quite unique. What was the idea behind it and the inspiration behind A Leg?
张导演，咱们这个故事其实是很独特哈，我们感觉是非常独特的一个故事。您可不可以给我们讲一下这个故事后面您的灵感是来自哪里的？
这其实是一个真实故事，但是改编是我妈妈在我爸爸过世27天之后把他腿找回来的故事，所以它事实上是一个真实发生过的事情，但是只是一个本来并没有爱情的成分。爱情故事是后来把它加上去的，因为就是要把找腿这件事情加上一个很强烈的动机，所以我们把它改编成这样子的故事。
So it's actually a real story. It's from the story that my mom spent a lot of time to look for my dad's leg back, and it's yes, and it's based on that real story. The love story piece of it, that perspective was added on because I needed a strong motivation to look for that leg. So that was added on later.
Oh, wow. Fascinating. I had no idea. So did you add the, I guess, romance angle to, I mean, maybe you can explain more about this real story of your mother searching for your father's leg.
那我真的是没有想到哈，这个是个真实的故事。那您可不可以说一下，就是这个浪漫爱情的这个主题或者这个角度是如何加进去，或者就是说，您帮我们延展开来讲一讲更多的这个真实故事。为什么您妈妈找爸爸的这个腿，整个这个真实的故事，帮我们讲一下好吗
？OK， 我妈会去找我爸的腿，并不是出于爱情，而是出于愧疚，因为他们两个感情并不好。但是电影跟人生不一样，我们有时候在电影中想要看到的是现实生活中没有的东西。那在我观察我爸跟我妈的相处过程中，我是看不到爱的。于是我很希望写一个有关于爱情的故事，然后满足我们对于现实生活中其实缺乏的一个幻想。
So my mom looking for dad's leg was actually not because of love, but because of her regrets and guilt. Because from my observation, they did not have a very loving relationship. However, in the movie, we get a chance to be different from reality. Therefore, I chose to add in the romance piece to let us feel good about life.
Wow. Okay. Wow, this is a fascinating story. Okay, so let's talk about what I like about the film. It plays with time and also perspectives when it comes to truth, subjective truth. How did you construct the story? Was it all already laid out in the screenplay because you are a more noted as a screenwriter, or did you discover new type of narrative threads when in the directing process? So basically, I mean, what I'm asking is, did you make any changes when you were directing because this is a new role for you as a director, or did you all have it all planned out in the screenplay already?
您讲的真的是很神奇的一个故事哈。那我下面一个问题想问您，就是这一部的影片呢，其实很多时候是在玩这个时间的这个概念和同一个事实有多面性的这个概念。那我想问您在做这个作品的时候是如何搭建这个故事的框架的？那也就是说，这个框架是已经是在剧本中已经完全完成了呢，还是在您做导演的过程中又有新的改变？因为这是就我所知，这是您第一次做这个导演哈。那在做导演的过程中，您又把新的改变加进去呢，还是这个框架在剧本里面已经完成了？
这部电影是我跟我的监制周梦宏合作，周梦宏导演合作。在他的要求之下，他是要求这个剧本必须要到一个非常非常完整的时候才能去拍摄，所以我们其实拍摄的时候跟剧本的差距是非常小的。当时的决定就是两条主线，一个是现在，一个是过去，交错在一起。那个是比较类似小说一个章节的概念，就是只要是单数章节都是现在的，双数章节都是过去的，到最后两个过去现在会结合在一起，就是在最后那个告别式的时候。那我们是非常严格的执行这些事情，包括在剧本阶段会一直跟我的监制钟鹏讨论说，这场戏是不是可行的？我们这样拍摄是不是有大的问题？所以后来我们拍摄的时候是几乎完全遵照那个剧本结构去做的。当然，我对编剧的经验比对导演还要多很多，所以我也觉得说我在编剧上面必须先做到很好的剧本，才能再往下做。
So actually, for this film, I had really close collaboration with my producer, Cheng Ming Hong.
孟宏忠，
他叫孟宏忠 ，so Meng Hong Zhong. So he's we have. In our discussion, we have already decided that he requested that we complete the screenplay as complete as possible, as detailed as possible. Therefore, we made the decision basically two timelines. One is the current timeline, the present, and one is the past. And it just follow the way a novel would go with its different chapters. The odd numbered chapter is the present, and the even numbered chapter is the past. And then these intertwine together. The story is intertwined. At the ending of it, it comes together. And so even when I was writing the screenplay, I constantly consulting my producer and asking, do you think this would go or not? And so because I know that I have more experience in screenwriting than directing, so I wanted to make sure my screenwrite is as complete as possible.
And this is your producer, Chung Mung Hong, is also the director of A Son, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Great. Wow, interesting. Sorry, I'm going to go back to kind of the real life story of your mother in search of your father's leg. Was the situation very similar to how it was in the movie? Your father's leg was amputated, and was it the same situation in real life than versus what happened in the movie to the two characters?
那我还是想问您再回去一下，问一下您这个很神奇的这个真实的故事哈，就是您说您妈妈找爸爸的这个腿的这个故事，那真正的后面的原因和故事真正的发生，是不是跟影片里面的这个故事是很一样的呢？也就是说，爸爸的腿是因为截肢之后这条腿丢掉的。我想问的是，就是真实生活里面发生的故事，跟电影里面的很相似或者一样吗？
有一半是相似的，比如说我爸是截肢之后，然后过世之后，我妈想要把他的腿找回来，但是我妈想要把他的腿找回来，跟电影不一样的是，她不是出于爱，但是因为他们感情不好，所以她希望可以为他做最后一件事。找的过程困难很多，比如说整个医院没有人要理他，没有人要帮他，任何人都说为什么这片名叫 A Leg， 因为对他们来讲就是 one leg 不重要一只腿，可是对于我妈来讲，那是 the leg， 那是很重要的一只腿。是因为有这样子想法的落差，以至于说，其实他寻找过程中是很难的，因为这个东西已经不知道到哪里去了。在原来的故事中是27天之后的事情，但是在我们电影中是当天发生的事情，这是最大的差别。那至于在男女主角感情相处的部分，这个就是我父母没有的，因为他们感情是蛮不好的，就是并不爱对方。但是我们希望给他加上一个浪漫爱情故事，看到一般正常的情侣从在一起到后悔在一起的过程，但是他们最后还是有一个和解。
So about half the same, what happened in the real life versus in the movie. The real piece is that, yes, my dad, the experience of my dad had the leg amputated and then he passed away from that. That is the same. However, the other half that my mom tried so hard to look for that leg back, it was not from because of love, or it is because her regrets and guilt that this is the last thing that she can do for him to fulfill what she feels the regrets and guilt and such. And she did have a very difficult experience looking for that leg, because in the hospital no one pays attention to her, and no one even helping her, because people think that it's just a leg. Why is that important?
Yeah.
But for my mom, that leg is just not. It's not just in leg. It's a very important closure for her. Therefore, in real life, actually it took her 27 days to find the leg. And in the movie, it was on the same day.
Right.
And then the other thing that's different in the movie is that I added the romance, the love story between a normal relationship, because, you know, we need that in our lives. And so that's where it ended up different.
Oh, fascinating. You know, the two main leads, Gui Lun Mei and Yo Yang, you know, they're very big Taiwanese stars, you know. Can you talk about kind of the you know, their I guess, you know, the dancing choreography, the ballroom dance choreography? You know, was it a very I'm sure was there a long process allowing them to train to the choreography? What was the process? How long did it take?
那我们这个影片的这个主要演员，这个桂纶镁和杨佑宁，这两位都是台湾的明星哈，很大牌的明星。那我想问，就是在他们影片里面这个交谊舞的这一部分，那有很多这个舞蹈的这一部分的话，他们进行排练的话，进行了多久啊？他们是这个过程和这个时间长短，您跟我们讲一讲。
那个桂纶镁她有舞蹈经验。杨佑宁没有，而且我们其实时间很短，只有1个月的时间可以练习。那以那个国标舞来讲，是男生比较重要，可是杨佑宁的舞蹈技术比较不好一点。我们在那个过程中也是非常非常紧张的。尤其是其中一场跳舞是在一个正式的比赛里面，在正式比赛中安插4分钟的时间可以让我们拍摄，那是我们最紧张的一天。那练习的过程当然会有一些不顺利的地方，不过2个演员都非常非常认真。那我本来比较担心杨佑宁的状况，没有想到说他在那个正式比赛那一天，他就是那种表演型的选手，他一上了舞台之后，就突然间变了一个人，变得很厉害，所有之前练习的缺点都没有了。所以那一天虽然说只有4分钟的时间，可是那天我们是拍摄的很好的。
So, Gui Lun Mei, she has dancing experience versus Yu Ning Yang doesn't have. So it's, however, we only have a month time to get this done. And as you know that in the ballroom dancing, the male is the most important. And so we were really concerned for Yu Ning Yang. And especially when we were filming it, there's a scene, it actually happened at the real official competition. We only have 4 minutes to film it. And so we were really concerned that can he pull this off? But
Wow.
then we didn't know that those two, even though those two actors, they're really big stars, but they really practiced very diligently and all that. And Yuning Yang, he's actually a really good actor.
Yeah.
Once he was on the scene and all that, he danced beautifully, flawlessly. All his practice, all the mistakes he had in the practice was not there. He did it flawlessly. So, it was stressful, but we did it very smoothly.
How nervous were you? You only had 4 minutes to capture everything.
你那4分钟要来拍这个，是不是当时很紧张？你有没有很紧张？
所有人，包括那个杨佑宁在内，结束的时候手都是在发抖的。
Everyone, including Yuning Yang, when we finished, everyone's hand was shaking.
Wow, amazing. I find this film so unique. It's so astounding that it's actually based on a real life situation. There's so much stuff that's happening in this film, even though it only takes place over one night in a way. There's a very unique social commentary about this love story about Guilin May's character's pursuit, her quest to fulfill to keep the body intact of her husband and stuff like that. It's there's a lot of commentary about hospital bureaucracy, or there's very many very almost black comedy situations that have happened to her. Are there any things that are uniquely when you're in this film that are uniquely Taiwanese that maybe as Western audiences we don't catch? Maybe.
那这个真实故事啊，您这个故事真的是很特别，尤其是现在您跟我们讲了，这个是一个真实的故事哈，因为这个故事里面有很多的情节，有很多的文化点是发生在了一个晚上。那这一个故事里面是涵括了很多社会问题、文化问题等等这些，有爱情，然后也有这个就是我们女主角这个去寻找这条腿的这个意志的坚强，因为她一定要找回这条腿，找一个圆满的结局等等这些，为了爱找这个结局，同时又体现了这个医院里面的这些官僚，甚至于在某些时候我们是感觉对于女主角来讲，桂纶镁这个女主所演的这个女主角是黑色幽默的这种感觉。那我想问您的问题就是，那有没有可能在我们西方人看这个电影的时候，从西方文化的角度，会漏掉一些就是很独特的台湾文化的这些点，这些底蕴呢？请讲。
就是这个故事这电影有一半的那个段落有那个杨佑宁的旁白，男主角的旁白。那这旁白事实上是他的遗言。然后这遗言是从他开刀要截肢的时候，医生请他回想一下一些美好的事情之后开始的。那所以事实上，在台湾文化里面呢，人死了之后，其实不会马上到其他地方去，他会在人间停留一段时间。所以这些话是他要说给女主角听的。所以他说的很长，但是说到最后之后，两个人的对话才合在一起。那这算是应该是东方文化才有的，在西方可能比较没有这样子的想法，所以他事实上是不断在讲他最后的一些遗言，但是问题是女生听不见，女主角听不见，他还是照自己的意志去走，到了最后他把腿找回来的时候，两个人的那个对话才好像接上了。
So in this film, there's a long piece of narrative by the main male character, the one that Yuning Yang was playing.
Yu Yang, yes.
Yes, so Yu Yang, and so those words were actually his last words. And it is in Taiwanese culture, when a person passes away, you don't just disappear immediately. There's this right after you pass away, there will be a time that your soul will be lingering in this world yet. And
49 days? You mean the 49 days?
是49天是吧
？7 days.
Oh, 7 days. Okay, sorry.
是7天，是7天哈。So therefore, those were actually his last words, lingering during that time, and those are the words he wanted to tell the female, his lover. But then the female main character couldn't hear him at that time, of course, and she just insisted on her pursuit of that leg. And finally, when she found that leg, everything came together. They're connected in that way. Their souls were connected in that way.
Wow. And it's very poetic. Very poetic.
这个非常有诗意啊，您这个设计。
You know, I mean, I've actually have seen several of your works as a screenwriter. I know, of course, A Son, which was released last year. You were the co-writer on that film, and then I saw it on Netflix. You know, it was on Netflix earlier this year. But you know, you've also did that horror series, To Death Do Us Part, right? Were you involved with that as well? The horror series, To Death Do Us Part?
您是不是也就是我看过您很多作品哈，像那个 A Son 呢，我是在那个美国这边 Netflix 上面看到的。那好像我记得您也参与过恐怖片Till Death We Apart 这一部影片的制作就是写作是吗？
那是编剧统筹，
I was the screenwriter, yes.
Yes, right. And also you were also screenwriter for the Village of No Return, right? That's the film with Shu Qi.
还有舒淇跟舒淇一起做的那个部，
健忘村。
So I mean these films or TV series or films are all very different in a way. You know, like it's like usually when a screenwriter you know the type of screenplay they write, you know. For example, like, you know, or like a novelist like Stephen King, you know, he only writes horror, you know, he has a identity, but your screenplays are very diverse and very different. You talk about kind of like your creative process. How do you approach you know, a story? Because they all can be very commercial or very art house. You're a very versatile writer, I think.
那我是觉得哈，我以前看过您这些不同的电影啊，等等这些，您的这个作品呢，跨度真的是很大。因为有些作品，有很多作家的话，像 Stephen King 啊什么，他写这个恐怖片，写 horror， 那他就是写 horror 的。但是您所有写的这些剧本的话，故事跨度都很大。那我就觉得您这个写这些故事的时候很神奇，您可以从不同的角度，既可以把它有的是可以把它写成商业片的，也有可能是做艺术电影的。那我真的是觉得您的这个艺术的这个创造的跨度真是让我很惊讶，很敬佩。
因为我本来是写小说的，我本来是小说家，那我的小说是比较严肃的文学小说。那从小说转换到电影的时候，它事实上就是会跟观众比较接近一点。那在电影方面必须要跟很多导演合作，所以跟导演合作的时候是编剧要帮导演做他想要做的东西，所以编剧必须先把自己的喜好或自己的偏好放掉。那跟导演合作的时候，在导演想要的一个路线中，才慢慢去加入编剧自己的想法。那在这个过程中，我因为跟了很多导演，就像刚刚主持人提到这几个导演合作的关系，我的那个diversity 是这样子发展出来的，并不是我一开始就决定要当一个很特别的人。
It's actually, I didn't start it this way. I started at Novelist and I wrote, art novels and cultural novels, and those are, I guess that got me closer to film. But then when you work at a film, really a screenwriter is to assist the director. Once the director see a route, how he wants to approach the story, the film, then the screenwriter need to assist the director to achieve that. And then once we're on the way, on that route, the director have decided, then I can add into my own spice and personality and such, and that's how we collaborate on films. As you said, that in the quite a few that films or TV dramas that you have mentioned, that's how I collaborated with these directors, different directors, and that's why those TV dramas and films are quite different from each other.
Well, now that you've kind of crossed over into the director's chair, and then now you as a full-fledged director, I mean, now is this very much, is The Leg very much a Yao Sheng Chang film? Is this like your brand or identity, versus kind of as a screenwriter working to assist in the director's vision of those other directors' visions? I mean, like now moving forward, I assume that you want to direct more films. Is there a particular type of, what is the type of genre that is very much a Director Chang film?
那您就这一部电影来讲，我们已经看到您完全是从编剧到导演的成功过渡哈。那我们想问说，那这一部电影的话，可以说是如果谁说起来的话，那将来会认为是张耀升导演的这个品牌打出来的第一部的这个做导演的这个品牌哈。那再往下走的时候，您是有什么样想法吗？去想朝哪一个方向发展？那如果将来人说起来张导演的作品的话，是有哪一种类型您想打出自己的品牌吗？
我在拍这部片的时候，我发现，黑色幽默对我来讲是一个很棒的事情，非常让我很开心去做这件事情。因为黑色幽默是你换一个观点去看当下的事件，制造出了一个特别的效果，那让我非常的开心。那我事实上还是有跟那个周梦网导演合作，所以他现在我帮他写了另外一个剧本，他现在正在拍。所以编剧我还是继续当，但是如果是当导演的话，我会想要继续拍一些有黑色幽默风格在里面的电影。
对不起，张导演，您说您做导演，我刚才没有听清楚，您是想拍一些最后一句话是想拍一些什么样的作品？
黑色幽默。
黑色幽默，
对，就是我跟那个周梦网导演，我们两个都非常喜欢那个科恩兄弟，所以科恩兄弟其实一直是我们的目标，大概是那个方向。
So yes, I actually this film is my first time being the director, and it's a very exciting experience for me, and I'm really happy about this experience because it's totally give me a different perspective looking at the work. And of course, I'm still doing my screenwriting work. So, for example, my partner, the producer of this film, Meng Hongzhong, he's directing another film, and I'm writing the screenwrite for him and all that. But if you ask me, we're both very interested in dark comedy kind of films, and there's one film that director have mentioned. I'm so sorry, the interpreter is not very familiar with that film title. 张导演，您再说一次，您最后说的黑色幽默的那个，您想达到的那个目标，很喜欢的那个叫什么兄弟来着？科恩兄弟 Coen brother.
Yes,
Coen?
yes.
The Coen brothers, like black comedy, like Blood Simple and No Country for Old Men. Yes, so that type of black comedy. You know, Coen brothers, yes.
就是那一种像寇恩兄弟那样的黑色幽默的电影哈，您是很感兴趣，朝那个方向发展。
对 ，yes.
Okay, so basically, my last question is basically, so this is being pre-recorded right now. This is like in mid-October, and then your film will be world premiering at the Taipei Golden Horse Film Festival. Is that correct? It's going to be an opening night film.
您这个影片是金马电影节的那个开幕电影哈，这今年。
对，没错。
Correct.
So, Garrick, and is there a planned theatrical release after that in Taiwan?
那有没有计划这个开幕这电影节参加过以后，在台湾的影院开始正式放映这部影片呢？
大概是在圣诞夜的时候。
Probably will premiere on Christmas Eve in Taiwan theater.
Oh wow, great! Because I think I really love your film, and I think it's definitely needs to be seen on the big screen. It's like very visually stunning. The acting is incredible, and just the unique situation that the characters go through is very yeah, it's I definitely see a lot of Coen brothers type of tropes in there. So congratulations, Director Chang, for a truly great directorial debut.
哎，哇，太棒了！那个，因为我是真的很喜欢您这部电影，那我觉得它是无论是从演技，还有独特的这个故事的角度啊，等等这些，跟寇恩兄弟那种电影都是很一样的，很相似的。那我真的是衷心的祝贺您哈，这部演出第一次做导演的这部作品就如此的成功，那真的是非常期待我们能够把这个电影给我们电影节的观众。
我也很期待，感谢你们。
I'm very much looking forward to present this film to your audience, and thank you very much. Thank you all very much.
It's one last thing. Is it strange to be referred to as Dao Yan now, as director? Now people call you Dao Yan.
有没有感觉很奇怪？别人叫你导演，现在？
我之前有拍过电视，所以还好。
It's okay because I have been a director on TV dramas in the past, so I'm used to it.
Okay. Well, congratulations, Dao Yan. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, and we look forward to presenting this film to our audiences in Hawaii, and I wish you great success for your future project.
再次祝贺您哈，再次祝贺您张导演。那我们也很期待把这部影片献给我们夏威夷的观众。我们预祝您将来的所有的这个作品都很成功哈，预祝您成功。
谢谢，感谢您。Thank you.
Thank you. So we're at the end of this Q&A. Thank you for watching this discussion today, and a special mahalo to all of our HIFF sponsors, board of directors, HIFF Ohana members, and also the HIFF volunteers, and of course the audiences like you who are here to support HIFF40. And also want to give a special shout out to Liwei Kimura, who masterfully interpreted for us for the session. Thank you so much, Liwei. Thank you.
My pleasure.
And, so we'll see you soon. See you at the movies. Thank you again.
Thank you. Bye bye.
拜拜，张导演。
谢谢。
Okay.
不客气。